Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Today is a heart-to-heart conversation. I am in the middle of a cacao. I have the Akashic Records of the Earth open. I will give you some context as to why that is, and then share some bits and pieces that have been coming through. I have known for many years that I have some kind of connection with the Earth. But I didn't quite know what that was. So for the past 50 odd days, I'm nearly finished now, I've been doing what's called an ascesis, where you voluntarily give up two things that take a lot of your energy for 2 months, with the specific intention to use the energy that is liberated for a specific intention. So the two things that I gave up were coffee and biscuits. And anybody that knows me knows I am an absolute coffee lover. So it was going to liberate the most energy for me. That's why I chose it. Now, what actually liberates the most energy in humans is rewriting the patterns and the loops that are hiding in your body, because that energy just keeps going around in a loop. But when you rewrite it, that energy can then go back into your ecosystem. So if you've ever rewritten one of your old patterns, and yes, it can be uncomfortable at the time while you're going through it, but when you get to the other side and you look back, you think, oh, wow, I feel so much better for having rewritten that. And a lot of that is because you have liberated that energy back into your ecosystem. You've recycled it so that you can actually use that energy now instead of it just looping around in circles. So because I have done a lot of that work for many, many years now, there are fewer and fewer ways for me to get a really, really big boost of energy. And giving up coffee and biscuits for 60 days was just, it was something I knew I had to do for a long time. But I didn't know why I had to do it. So that's why I kind of held off for a while. But then it became clear to me that the reason I was specifically doing this ascesis was to broaden my channel generally, but it was also specifically to enhance my connection with the consciousness of the earth. So interestingly, this is just a little aside. Part of it was giving up the coffee, but the other half of it was actually being invited by the cacao plant and that plant medicine to help me with the connection with the consciousness of the earth. So when I was connecting with, the energy of money, for example, it was microdosing. I was called to microdose to help me connect to the energy of money. So when you feel like you are called by some kind of plant medicine, it is not random. It is not by mistake. That energy is offering to help you with the next part of your journey. So for the last 50 odd days, like I say, I'm nearly finished. I have been sitting down with Mother Earth, with cacao, and I've been strengthening that connection. Given what's been happening in the world at large, and I'm noticing this across social media, it's like everyone's coming out of the spiritual closet and sharing what they've actually been doing behind the scenes for the last few years, because we knew it was for something, we knew it was big, but we're not always given the entire path and the entire picture. So my recent conversations with Mother Earth, not the most recent, but the second most recent one, she called for a rise of the divine feminine. Many of us have felt that divine feminine waking up within us, moving through us, changing how we move and think and behave, changing our energy. So we knew that that was going on, but this was a specific call for the rise of the divine feminine to create stability, and particularly to stabilize within your homes. Women have always had a very strong position of influence. And that is why, if you take marketing, for example, that is why women are so heavily targeted in all sorts of marketing campaigns. Because a woman is often caring for the generation above her. So she's looking after parents above her. She's caring for children below her, the generation beneath her. She is of influence in her home with her partner. And she is of influence when she's running a business because she's in front of, clients. So she has influence above, below, sideways, in front. And it's common knowledge in marketing. If you can get the woman on board, she can influence so many different spheres, different generations, different genders. So she has always been the linchpin. She has always been in that really influential position. So Mother Earth at the moment is calling for us to use that position of influence to stabilize, because many of us can see the energy of stability is really important right now, and we have an opportunity to really anchor that energy on earth through our own homes, through our businesses, through our own bodies. Now, before I go any further, I want to stress that this does not mean sacrificing yourself. Everything I say after this does not mean sacrificing yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to put your family first or your mission first or anchor this energy first at the expense of yourself. It's actually the reverse. And that is why we have been working so hard on not being people pleasers or high achievers or putting ourselves at the bottom of the list, because we have important work to do. And to do that, we need to be fully fueled, fully connected, fully nourished. So what she's asking us to do is to prioritize our bodies, our families, our homes, and our missions. So again, not from sacrifice, in that order, by prioritizing your own body first, because you are in such a position of influence, because you can affect so much of the field around you. If you take care of yourself first and prioritize yourself first, that very act will have an influence. It'll have a ripple in the field around you. So prioritizing your body first and making sure we are really taking care of the basics. So before you roll your eyes, just remember the context, remember the background context that we are doing this work in. So number one is always going to be food. And in this particular instance, we're talking about protein. So yes, all the health benefits of protein that we know, yada, 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 we know that. But we are talking about protein because it is dense, because it's going to help us anchor that stability. It is a dense, energetically, dense food. So whether it is plant or animal based, the idea is to get more protein for yourself, for your family, encourage the generations above, below, sideways, the people in front of you. More protein. Make sure you're getting all the other nutrients and nourishment as well, but the density of protein in this particular instance is important. The second thing, always, 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 always sleep. Prioritize your sleep. And that starts with getting good light in your eyes in the morning. It sets your circadian rhythm, it sets your whole melatonin cycle, and it sets you up for a good sleep at night. And we all know that if we don't sleep well, we are not making good decisions in the day. I personally used to become really unhinged, emotional, illogical. It was very unattractive. So please, please prioritize your sleep. And again, encourage, the ones above you, the ones below you, the ones beside you to do the same and model it to them. Model it to them. So, the next day when they're maybe reacting to news or find themselves spiraling and they see how grounded and calm you are, not because you're acting or you've numbed yourself out or you're avoiding it or you're spiritually bypassing it, but because you have given your body what it needs to be able to stabilize and calm in the chaos, in all the challenge, in all the change. Another thing that I want you to prioritize is moving your body. You have to be able to move this energy through your body. But again, think about what you're doing. On days where you have lower energy, you don't want to be doing something high impact that's sweaty and taking lots of energy. So moving your body is going to be a day by day thing. Does that mean I need to go swimming? Does that mean I need to go for a run? Does that mean I need to lie down and stretch? So moving your body, although you are prioritizing it all the time, that can look different day to day, depending on the energy levels that you are dealing with. So those tend to be the basics. It's always nutrition, sleep, stress relief, and exercise. The other thing is community. And for women, I think we're starting to understand this, that we have done a lot of this stuff on our own. We were trying to handle our families on our own. We were trying to grow our businesses on our own. We were trying to be hyper independent and strong women. And now we're coming to understand that those were actually survival loops, and we are better in collaboration. So on the days that you have energy, can you help other people? On the days that you are low on energy, can you accept support and help from other people? So once you have taken care of yourself and given yourself what you need, then I want you to start looking at your home. How can you make your home feel more sacred, particularly during this time? So when you go out into the world, when you go and do, whatever work you're doing, your interactions, and you come home, can your home be your safe place, your sanctuary? And this goes for everybody. Your kids aren't necessarily going to understand what is going on and why they feel the way they do, but they will feel that when they come back into your home, they feel calm and grounded and peaceful. So see if you can take extra steps. I mean, I'm in the UK, so everyone in the northern hemisphere is going into spring, which lends itself to, okay, wow, I want to take care of the house. And particularly if you're in the UK, we haven't seen sun for so long. This is the second consecutive day of sunshine. And I said to my friend yesterday, it feels like New Year. I feel like a new woman just because we've seen sunshine. So see if you can take just little extra steps. I'm not saying do an entire renovation or redecorate your whole place, but energetically, can you infuse the peace and the calm and the stability into your home so that when everyone comes back into the home, it is a place for them to refuel and recharge and decompress if they have been out in the world and subjected to the chaotic energies that are going on. And then obviously you want to focus on your mission, because you and your business are here to anchor a specific and unique frequency at this time. You are here to offer unique medicine that the world needs at this time. So while you're in those little peaceful, still moments, see what wants to come through for you to share in your communities and your offers and your business. Because the more you and your business can collaborate, again, that word collaboration, This took me such a long time, even though I was going in the Akashic Records of my business all the time. It took me a long time to understand that we were supporting each other. We were opposite sides of the same coin. And when I realized that I didn't have to do it all myself, I didn't have to come up with everything myself, I didn't have to handle it all myself, I could actually lean on my business. I could let my business channel the energy that she wants to bring into the world. It became less pressure, and it became more fun, and it cut out a lot of the white noise. When you're focusing on, right, what am I here to do? What is my business here to do? What are we here to share? What is ours to do? Obviously, no one individual can change such a huge transition that we're going through right now. But there is something that is yours to do. That is why you're here right now. So if you just focus on that, get rid of all the white noise, and just keep focusing on what you are here to do now, what you and your business are here to share now. And I also want to stress not just rest, it's switching off. So from what's going on in the world, from your business, really make sure that you are taking pockets where you switch off. Now, I've never been an advocate of not looking at what's going on in the world. I just don't believe that that is going to help us. I believe that you need to know what's going on without having it affect you. Yes, you will be emotional at some of the things that you see. Yes, let that emotion move through your body. Feel those feelings fully, and then center yourself. What is mine to do? What are me and my business here to share at this time? So I've never been an advocate of looking away and ignoring it and thinking, well, my life's fine, so I don't need to do anything. But there's a fine line between knowing what's going on and being drawn into that energy. It's not an easy line to walk. So make sure that you have times where you are switching off from that. And then also, this was not easy for me either, having times where you switch off from your business, trusting that you're not going to lose momentum, it's not going to collapse. My mom used to say this all the time, and I never really got it. What's for you will never go past you. And it's absolutely true. You unplugging and switching off from it in little pockets, little days, is not going to affect the overall outcome, the overall result. And in these particular times, those pockets where you switch off are going to be absolutely key. If you do absolutely nothing in that time, that is brilliant. If you do something that is fun and playful in that time, that is really, really going to recharge you. So I think that's all that wants to come through right now. Take that, make little adjustments. So, whenever I'm working with people privately, even, it's not necessarily the huge sweeping changes that you make. It's those little daily choices. It's those tiny micro moments where you choose to switch off, where you choose to be soft, where you choose the calm and peace. Those are the moments that really stack up and compound. And like I say, if you are able to do that, and this is why I believe that the feminine went first. Within relationships, a lot of the time, the feminine went first. Not to say that the masculine didn't do any work. They are doing huge work. The masculine right now is doing huge work around the solar plexus, around power, around identity. But I feel like the feminine went first so that we were able to do this, so that we were able to stabilize these big energies in our bodies, in our homes, in our businesses, so that the masculine had a safe place. Just as, he held the container for us to do it, now we are holding the stability while the masculine does their bit. So again, I stress, this is not for you to sacrifice yourself. This is not martyr energy. It's not victim energy. It's not savior energy. We're not rescuing anybody. We are just anchoring the stability and the grounded calm that we have been working for the last few years to stabilize right now. But first, through your own body, then your family, your home, and your business. So let me know if you have any questions on Instagram. You can always DM me. And as always, I look forward to connecting with you on the next podcast.